Hello, everyone. I hope you all woke up from a restful night and feeling well and saying, I will, because we are living for the future. Okay. And I will have a good day today. I will keep the peace and happiness flowing. You know? Right, right. Well, I'm reading out of this book, Faith in the Valley by Alana Benzett. And I thought this was something interesting. Um, this is by Rosalind Cash. Life is not promised to you, nor is it promised that it will go the way you want it to, when you want it to. Of course, that is something that we all know, especially if you're over the age of 15. You realize that it's not going to go your way and you can't make it go your way. And the most important part is how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that? How do we accept that? How do we deal with that fact? And see, and I'm gonna say this: the problem is, it's too many minds out there that is trying to infiltrate your mind. When we put ourselves in front of that television or in front of the internet, we get in all these signals, and it's confusing our mindset. What we know is the right thing to do. Yeah, it looks good on paper. It looks good on film. But this world is not a one size fits all. And we have to understand that. And the best thing to do is to stop letting all these minds infiltrate your mind. Okay, read the headlines and move on. And I know that this TikTok and this YouTube, these 30-minute videos and all this stuff is really taking a toll on people, especially black people. Because black people a lot of times don't have a balanced life. Uh it's taking away our ability to pay attention, very being extracted. Yeah, we should be having these many car accidents. It's a lot. It's a lot. But and it has to do with accepting that life is not promised to you, and realizing how and relive and realizing how precious life is. You get mad at your girlfriend because she don't want you no more, or you get mad because she said something you don't like and you're gonna go beat her up, or I mean the stuff that we do to one another is just ridiculous, because we can't accept life on life terms. That's why we have to start teaching our kids how to accept this thing that life is not promised to you, and it's not going to go the way you want it when you want it. Now, she says here, change. Tell me something I don't know. That's me. That is definitely me. That's why I don't look at a lot of these newscasters, because they just repeat the same thing over and over. That's called propaganda. The old spiritual reminds us nobody told me that the road would be easy, and it's not. It's not easy to shift out of what we do and how we do it. It's not easy to shift our views in order to see new things in place of the old. It is often confusing and frightening to make a shift away from the familiar in order to embrace the unknown. Yes, don't be scared to learn something new. That don't mean you have to accept it. That don't mean you have to lay down in the bed with it. Just learn about it and go on. A person should never stop learning and exploring. Life is an adventure, yet it is necessary labor we must undertake in order to grow. No matter how difficult, challenging, or hard it may seem, shifts are necessary when the time comes to free ourselves from the confinement of mental, emotional, and physical bosses. Yes, you'll find out who the boss is when you wake up in the morning and try to get out of bed and that leg say, "Oh no, wait a minute, hold up." You will find out who's the boss. All shifts create a vibration, which in turn affects everything around it. If you shift one crayon in the box, all the other crayons will move. Sometimes moving one crayon will cause a slight shift. Under other circumstances, moving one may mean the others fall, crack, crumble. This is frightening. Sometimes, in fear of the effects our changes will delay making a much needed shift in our minds and behaviors. As a result, our lives and everything around us remain stuck. When the time comes to move, we must move. When the time comes, oh, I just said that. When the time comes to move, we must move. Remember that. The longer we fight against it, the harder and more painful the movement becomes. There is a good thing about life and human nature that we often forget. Life and humans in it move like machinery. When you change gears, everything connected changes too. This is not necessarily a bad thing. It's time to shift gears. And that's what I say about what's happening right now. Everything that's happening right now in this country is affecting everything about us and our children. They're trying to take away our children's education. They're trying to take our health care and food stamps that feed people that need it. So we are going to have to change gears. And we can't give them what they want. That's the worst thing to do. We're going to have to back up. We have to click on the reset button. And all the stuff that we've been doing, we got to stop. We're going to have to change everything about us, because our kids need us to. We have to change the way we think, the way we act. And I heard somebody say this on one of these YouTube channels, and it was a black guy too, and he said something that I've been saying all a long time. Why are you going out after 11 o'clock at night? There's nothing out there. We're gonna have to show more discipline, because really, it's not like it used to be. It's time for you to protect your life. Think about your life. Think about how precious your life is and who needs you. Think about when you go out there party because you want to show off your beautiful body and your beautiful your beautiful clothes. If something happened to you, you losing, you leaving kids behind. You leaving a grieving family behind. We have to start thinking about more than just ourselves. So, and we have to start looking for something we don't already know. That means living for the future. That means I will do something different today. I will call a family member and just say hi. I will write a letter to my dad. I would take my kids to the park. Do something different and find out something you don't know. And if you're drinking too much, using drugs, stop that. Leave the junk alone. It's a shame. Instead of spending $6 for a bag of chips, put $6 in your child's bank account. That's who we are. We're smart people, not woke. We're smart people. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful, wonderful day.